Hi, I'm Carlina. This is a congruence yoga tutorial, road edition, which means I'm traveling and I'm going to keep it a little bit more low budget for you so that I can stay consistent and you can benefit from the content that inspires me while I'm traveling. So first and foremost, that is a sciatic nerve, low back, hip reset that I've had to do very frequently in my life as someone who used to suffer from chronic sciatic nerve pain. I tore my hamstring and that injury resulted in pretty significant pain for me for about 2 to 3 years, which I've completely healed myself from. But these 2 stretches are going to help you regardless of where you fall on that spectrum, whether you're relatively pain-free and just tight from sitting on an airplane or in a car all day, or whether you have to stop multiple times on your car ride to relieve yourself of pain like I used to have to do. Okay, so 2 stretches, very simple, and I'm going to do them right here just like this so that we keep it nice and short. The first one is called figure 4. It's very easy, and I have some props around me that are just naturally occurring that you can use as well if you need to. Anything similar. You're going to weight down into one foot, stand into your leg, press evenly down into your foot. That's important so you feel all parts of your foot making contact with the ground. Then cross your ankle of your other leg over your standing leg, right around the quadricep muscle, right around that nice meaty teardrop shaped muscle above your knee. You want the ankle bone of your opposite leg pushing into that. From here, you're going to notice that there's some creases in the skin of your hip. In this instance, it's my right hip. And if you push your butt back, there should be an equal creasing in the hip of your standing leg. And I want you to just deepen those creases, both of them. Push your butt back, let your knee bend, and then drop your belly onto your thighs. You can have your hands on the ground. If you're not going to be bending that far, you can use an object for support. All right, you can use one hand to support yourself on a nearby object, and you can use the other hand to take the flesh of your inner thigh and spiral it from the inside of your leg to the outside of your leg, which essentially creates torque of your femur bone into your hip socket, stabilizing your hip socket, stabilizing your femur bone in the hip socket, which can cause a lot of relief. A lot of times what happens with those nerves that cause you pain in your low back, like your sciatic nerve, is that your hip is chronically slightly out of place and never fully stabilized by the muscles that were designed to hold it into the hip capsule fully, which means that you're always a little bit out of balance, and some other muscles are always stabilizing you that shouldn't necessarily be doing all of the work, which can overload the nerves that are around those muscles, okay? So it's pretty simple. There's a reason for these things. Whether or not science and medicine is fully caught up with it doesn't matter, right? What matters is that you feel good. This will help you. You can take this as far into a forward fold shape as feels good. You can use your shin bone to release your triceps if it feels good. I'm going to go ahead and switch out and do the other side. See, look? Doesn't matter how advanced you are, using props can really facilitate any posture that you're doing in yoga. Okay? A lot of people's ankle is going to sickle. Bottom of their foot will not be flat, right? If you're in that camp, you put your hand on the bottom of your foot. Ideally, you'd do this barefoot, but it's kind of cold in here. With your bone in your muscle, it might not feel good, and that's okay. Notice if one of your hips moves into that deeper creasing faster than the other. That might mean you're a little dominant on one side versus the other, right? You want to try to stay balanced as much as possible. And you're not going to force your body to be the exact same shape side to side. what you will do is you will seek a balanced sensation in the warmth of your hips from side to side. So my hips feel about as warm right and left at this point. The next pose that you're going to do is a forward fold. So it's very simple. I'll give you a couple different angles to work with. First I'll start at kind of like a 3/4 angle. So for your forward fold, push your hips back, bend your knees, drape your entire body onto or in between your thighs. I like to say have your outer ribs and inner thighs touching, and then relax. A lot of people want to carry tension from somewhere in the middle of their upper back into their head and neck. All right, try to let all of that also bend in. It's okay that it bends in. The forward fold does not equal a flat back and straight legs right away. In fact, if you're in the camp where you have pain, this curved spine shape is going to help you re-establish length in between your vertebrae faster. And this shape in your legs is going to allow you to use the strength of your big quad muscles and your glutes, again, to integrate your legs into your hip sockets and create a nice structure over which you can stretch your spine. You just hang out. So this is what I would expect and want from a beginner. You know, if you can't get even to here, again, there are things around you that you can use, and you can just bend your knees and drop your belly onto your thighs to some degree. And even this is going to help you get a nice connection in your legs, your glutes, and your low back, which is what's healing for that pain of your sciatic nerve, and just in general is going to reestablish some length after you've crunched your spine by sitting for any prolonged period of time. As you can guess, this is even good for workday stuff, right? Let's say you're a little bit further along and you can comfortably bring your legs together, bend your knees, and relax your upper body onto your legs. Just that shape with your legs together is slightly more intense, so that's as far as you need to go to make it more intense. All right, just hang out, tuck your chin, and with your legs together now, you're not going to just put your belly onto your thighs. You're going to try to drop your chest and your forehead, nose, face onto your shins, taking it one step further. And then you'll just hold that shape. It actually is going to require a little muscular effort, intention, and breath work to keep you in that shape. Once you're comfortably in that shape and you can feel your butt super duper engaged, the final steps are to take your forward fold into the shape that you're probably thinking of when you think of a forward fold, which is to have some level of straight legs and straight spine. And in order to do that, your butt has to stay engaged the whole time, your quads have to stay engaged the whole time, and your abs have to do the majority of the creating space for you to go deeper. So just watch. And I'm going to breathe and I'm not going to say anything. All right, so that's it. Figure 4, where you cross your ankle over your leg and you balance, stick your butt back, fold in half to some degree, and then a deep forward fold to whatever level deep is in your body, starting with bent legs and a very rounded spine with your legs wide. and working into your legs being together and as pancaked together as you possibly can get. This is going to invite deep integration of your femur bones into your hip sockets, and it's going to help you draw some mindfulness into the muscles and the structure in those areas of your body so that you can relieve muscular effort from places in your body that aren't necessarily supposed to be load-bearing, like your low back. In this way, you'll alleviate any discomfort that you might experience from sitting for prolonged periods of time, which is particularly important for this season of holiday travel. So stay connected to yourself by doing exercises like this. Connect your body parts into your body parts, connect your awareness into your body, and connect to your spirit, yogis. Namaste.